So bone grafting. What procedures do you use bone grafts, and what's the process like?
Okay, well, we use bone grafting around, or I shouldn't say around, but inside extraction sockets when we take a tooth out, because if we don't put any bone grafting into the area, we can lose upwards of 50% of the dimension of the bone, which is not good, because if we want to go and try to replace the tooth, which is usually ideal in most cases with an implant, we need that dimension of bone to be able to secure an implant.
So where's the bone coming from?
Well, we used to years ago take bone from patients, and we don't do that anymore. We have a lot of different variabilities in bone. We have synthetic bone, we have bone bank, and animal bone as well. And so we have a variety that we can choose from. So we also utilize bone grafting around implants when implants go in, or sometimes in advance of putting implants in for patients who've been missing teeth for a while before they elect to put an implant in. And lastly, we also utilize bone in areas of very isolated bone loss or bone defects that oftentimes are found before a tooth begins to have significant trouble.
So when the tooth is starting to get loose?
No, well, hopefully we're catching this before the tooth gets loose.
All right.
And so we can do our greatest work when we have nice rigid teeth. So if we detect that there's an area of bone loss, isolated area of bone loss, we can utilize bone grafting in those areas to promote bone healing and rebuilding the area back to good health.
Okay, now everybody must want to know about pain. What about pain with a bone graft?
Sure, it's not as uncomfortable as it sounds. There's really not much discomfort associated with it, and it's easily controlled with just really anti-inflammatory medications.
So you numb the area, or give them IV sedation?
Sure, whatever to keep them comfortable for the actual procedure. We do the procedure, they might leave with a stitch or something that will dissolve in a short period of time, and they go home and they just follow our instructions as far as keeping the area really clean during the healing.